Hello. Let me know who's here. Hi, Nidra. How are you? You must be at lunch. Hi, Christine. How are you? I was a couple of minutes late. I'm having a little technical problem. We'll see what happens when I switch to my desk, but I don't know if the software updated or something, but it was different how I connected to my phone camera, and I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll see. Hopefully. Hi, Kathleen. How are you? Good to see everybody today. What are you all up to? How's things in Florida, Kathleen? It's a nice sunny day here, a few clouds. It's supposed to rain yesterday, but it never did. But I think we have some rain coming in the next few days, maybe. We've had some lovely weather. So I'm on my own for a couple of days. My husband's putting your feet up. That sounds good, Christine. My hubby is off skiing today. He went up yesterday, so he'll be home tonight. So I'm having a nice quiet day. I've got working on my team packets. I got my ones in the mail yesterday. I have some that I have to mail, and then I have to finish up the ones for my local team to pick up. Beautiful breezy day in Florida. That sounds nice. Breezy is good. Windy, when it gets really windy, when you start talking about windy instead of breezy, then it's not quite so good always. So anyway, it's good to see you. So I have a fun card to show you today with a little bit of a different take on using ribbon. And I wanted to mention a couple of other things. So I'll just see if anyone else is going to hop on. So, oh, we've got a couple more people joining. Let me know who's here, where you're from. All right, don't be shy. So anyway, thank you everybody for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well and having a good week. So yes, I have a couple of things to show you before I show you the card that we're going to be working on. And I am having a little bit of a technical hitch. Hopefully it'll be okay. But when I switch down to my desk, it looks a different shape than usual, and I'm hoping you'll be able to see everything okay. I don't know if the software updated but anyway, everything was just a little bit different when I plugged my phone, because right now I'm using the camera on my computer, and then when I switched to my desk, I'm using the camera on my phone, and everything looked a little bit different when I plugged that in, and I didn't have time to kind of figure it out. So anyway, hopefully it'll be all right. But I did want to let you know that before we get started on cards, that there is a stamp sale going on at the moment. Usually, and these are retired stamps. I think they're all retired, but usually they don't go onto the clearance rack because Stampin' Up! Manufactures all their own stamps, and usually they can keep a really good control of the inventory. They just make how many they need. But they do seem to have a little bit of a surplus at the moment, so they've put some on the clearance rack. And I have here, if I can do this without messing up stuff completely, I can show you the stamps that are on sale, so you can see them here on the screen. So they are retired, but there's some really good ones, and there looks like they're about a third off. Is that right? So if one's 23 and it's now 16, that's $7. Yeah, so about a third off maybe. So it's pretty good. So there's these ones, and then there's a couple more up here. So let's see if I can go back to my Yeah, so there's the first ones again. So you can find these all if you go to the Stampin' Up website and click on the specials at the top, specials or sales specials. It says something like that. Then and then go to the clearance rack. You can see all of these. You can sort by stamps, or if you sort by newest, it'll pop these up near the beginning. So there's some good deals, and they're while supplies last. So once they're gone, they're gone. So I wanted to tell you about that. And then if I switch down to my desk, we'll see if this is going to work okay. Okay, come on. It's not switching. Hold on just a second. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a I'm having a little bit of trouble here. Let me see. Let's go back to default screen here. Right, just bear with me a minute. I'm like I say, I'm having a little bit of a. There we go. Now this kind of looks a bit. Hi, Margaret. Good to see you. So let me know, does my screen look, can you see me behind? When I'm looking at my computer now, the picture of my desk is kind of narrower than normal, and I can still see a little bit of like my shirt and everything behind. So tell me what you're seeing and if it looks okay. And I can't figure out how to get the screen of the shot of my desktop any bigger, any kind of deeper. So let me know what you're seeing and if it looks okay. I'm going to turn out this one light so the light's a bit different. Yeah, I don't know how to, let me see if I can go to a blank. Let me switch back to me a minute. And I know I'm a bit dark. It's because I turned out the light above. So let me see if I can go to, I go to this new black screen and then pull up my, oh dear, dear, dear. Dear, dear, dear. Gillian's iPhone. Now it's really small. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Sorry about this. I don't know what is going on. And normally I do all this beforehand, obviously, but it should automatically go to like a whole screen. So let's see what everybody's saying here. All I see is your desk and you in the background. Can see the catalogue of half your neck. Oh no, the saggy neck. All right, but hopefully now you can just see black in the background. So, and this is just going to be a bit smaller, but like I say, that's about as big as I can get it. So I'm sorry about that. I don't know what is going on, but hopefully that's okay. Is that a bit better? Now at least you can just see black in the background. I'm going to have to play around and see what's going on. But, so hopefully that's okay. Let me know if that's acceptable. I don't know what to do if it's not. But anyway, so we are in the last week of Celebration now. And so Stampin' Up! Did add a few more things. I think I told you about that last week. They did add a few more things to the free items that you can get when you place an order of $50 or more. And I just realized I didn't check my microphone, but I think, oops, oh, now it disappeared. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's going on today. See your desk in black background. Okay. And looks good. Good. All right. So I wanted to show you a couple of extra things that I just got on my last order. I got this lovely designer series paper that normally is $12, and this is free at the moment. And it's called Enjoy the Journey, and it's part of the Enjoy the Journey suite. And I won't open it now, but there's lots of amazing sheets of paper in here. And then one other thing is that I just picked up is this punch. There's a few punches. There's this one. I don't know if you can see the shape. Maybe if I hold it this way. And this is called, let's see, I have the package here. What do I do with the package now? Something tag or something like that. But anyway, you can see this if you click on the specials and then all the celebration products. There's some embossing folders, there's some ribbon, there's a couple of other punches, the whale punch, I think, and songbird punch. So yeah, there's a few different things that you can get. And then of course you can still get most of the things in here. This paper is sold out. This Dainty Flowers paper is gone forever. It was very popular, and I'm shocked that it actually lasted as long as it did, because everybody really loved it. So this is gone, but everything else in here is still available. So just have a week left. And then of course there's still a week left to take advantage of the amazing starter kit promotion, and the little blue machine that you can get. So anyway, let's get on, because I've wasted a few minutes trying to get everything set up. Yes, spools of ribbon. That's right, Kathleen. There's a white one, isn't there? There's the white ribbon. And what's the other one? I don't remember the other one. I know there's a white ribbon, and I forget what the other one is. But anyway, let me show you the card that we're going to make today. We're going to make this one. And I love how this turned out. I'm so happy. Let's see if I can... Is it better? Is that lighting better? Or is there too much of a glare? I think that's a bit better. I just love how this turned out. So these flowers here are made from ribbon, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. During our Don't Rock the Block presentation that was a couple of weeks ago now, one of my presentations was on how to use ribbon on your cards. We all end up with lots of ribbon, right? Because you buy a whole reel and then the whole spool of 10 yards, and then you don't end up using it. So I wanted to show some different ways to use ribbon. And I have a couple of other cards that are completely different ways that I will show you at the end too. So stick around. But I'm going to show you how to make this one. So I hope you like it. I saw this idea. There's a demonstrator. Her name is, I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right, but it's Dina Renko. She made a card a little bit like this, but she did this in the center of a big butterfly. But as soon as I saw it, I thought, oh, that would be perfect for flowers. So anyway, this is what I'm going to show you how to make. And speaking of ribbon, Kathleen. So, and as you notice, this is a mini slimline card. So let's work on the card base first, and then I'll show you how to do the flowers. So for the card, this is a slimline, a mini slimline. So I'm going to grab my trimmer, and it's 6 by 3.5. So we need our cardstock to be 6 by 7. So I'm going to do 6, and if you push your paper, if you have our trimmer and you push the cardstock all the way to the left, that is 6 inches. So that's a really easy cut. And then I'm going to rotate it and put my arm out and cut it to 7. If you like, if you're lazy, you can just cut 1.5 inches off is what it would be actually. And then I'm going to score it. I can put that back in. I'm going to score it at 3.5. So it's going to be 6 by 3.5, which works out really well with the designer series paper, because that's the same height. Okay, so let's see. I don't know which lighting is best. I think this is, I get less shadow. I just turned my overhead light off again. I think I get less shadow with it. But let's see if I can get a bit more. I don't know. Anyway, the paper, the designer series paper, the suite I'm going to be using today actually is the Petal Park suite, or Regency Park, I think it's called. So I'm going to use this designer series paper, the Regency Park paper, that's a 6 by 6 stack. And I used, let me bring back in this one. So on this one, I used, there's two papers that are very similar. There's this one, and there's this one. So this is the one that I use, and I don't know if you can see the difference. This has white flowers with kind of an orange center, mango melody center. And on this one, the flowers are like a pale blue. So they're very similar. So this is the one I used last time. So I pulled out a couple of others that I thought might work. I pulled out this one and this one. I'll just take a quick look. So see this one, so let me show you the ribbon. The ribbon I'm going to be using, and then we can kind of see what works. So my card base is Pool Party, and I'm using two ribbons. I'm using this ribbon, which is navy, and then I'm using this ribbon, which is Pool Party. But in this paper, there are two light blues. There's Pool Party, and then there's Balmy Blue, which is this one. So I can't really use one, like this one wouldn't really go, I don't think, because it's predominantly the Balmy Blue, and that doesn't go so well, to me anyway. But these ones kind of have a bit of both in, I think this one. Let's see if there's just anything else here that might work. Let's see. There was a one that had some, this one I thought actually might work. That might be pretty. That might work too, mightn't it? So we could use this one, or maybe this one. Which one do you like best? This one. What do you think? Well, let me know if you like, this is Sweet Sorbet or Mango Melody, basically. So let me know which one you like best. It's just a little strip. And then I've also got a piece of basic white that I've run through with the time-worn 3D embossing folder. So I've already done that. And that piece, I'll put the dimensions up afterwards, but that piece, Mango from Kathleen. Margaret says, I love the mini slimline long ways using the farm paper. Oh yeah, that would be cute. I've seen some people doing that. So this piece is 2 3/4 by 5.5. And I've got another piece for the inside that's the same. So, oh, mango, we're getting mango at the moment. So this one. So let's use that one. Yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty. So I need a strip of this that is, I think it's just 1 inch. So I'm actually not, it's not very much that's going to show actually, but we could decorate the envelope or something. Yeah, so that's 1 inch by 6 inches. So let me just grab my trimmer back and do that. Oops. All right. So I'll bring this back. So I'm going to stick this onto here. So this does have the balmy blue in it, but I think there's a small enough amount. See if I can zoom in a little bit here. That might be a bit better. It's a small enough amount that it's not going to show too much. Where's my adhesive? So I'll put this on the front, and like I say, it's 6 inches, so it's exactly the same right height for the card. And then let's put on this white piece. And that's just going to be kind of, you can do that how you like. I'm just doing it, centering it top to bottom, and then I'm kind of looking to, I'm just going to make sure there's, I mean, you can do it, you can center it on whatever you like. Top and bottom is important, and then you can kind of line it up how you like. So that's good. And then I need to do a little bit of die cutting. So let's work on that. So I've got some of this, I need to do the flowers, the stems. So these here are this paper. It's kind of shimmery, but it's got kind of like a linen look to it. It comes in a pack. It's in the mini catalogue, and it's called Textured 12 by 12 Shimmer Paper. And you get 3 colours. You get white, you get balmy blue, and then you get shaded spruce. And you get 2 sheets of each, and I think it's $10. So I'm just going to grab my my baby blue boss and my cutting And I'm going to use as I mentioned, I'm using the Sentimental Park. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I am. I'm using the Sentimental Park bundle. So I'm going to die cut this large stem here. That's the only one I used, and I die cut it twice, and then I just cut one down so it was a little bit shorter than the other one. So if you notice, and I was telling you this, I think last week or the week before, I'm using, instead of using base plate 1, I'm using base plate 3, which seems to me like it goes through a little bit easier through the machine. And it still cuts it just fine. Having said that, let's see. See, it did. It went through it perfectly. So there's one. Put that to one side. And then I'm going to do it one more time. Let's put that over. Put this on this way this time. Oh, have to leave. Bye, Kathleen. You'll have to catch the replay and see how I do the ribbon. All right, so I'm going to do this one more time. Oops, it went off a little bit. I don't know if it got all the. Oh yeah, it did. I thought it had slipped and not cut the whole thing, but it's fine. So I'm going to get rid of this paper. And then I need to do a couple of little circles. So if you notice on the back here, there's a little scalloped circle behind those flowers. So I need to do those. So one needs to be in Pool Party and one needs to be in Night of Navy. Now you can, sorry about the shadow here, let me see if I turn, that's a bit better. You can do contrasting colours if you like, but I'm doing them the same as the ribbon, and I'm using the layering circles, and I'm using this little tiny scalloped one. So we will run that through twice. I want once with the Night of Navy. There's that one. And then once with Pool Party. And I happen to have these scraps from another project that I worked on, where I have these oval centers. Whoops, that slipped. Oval centers left, so I'll just make use of those. So there's my Pool Party one. I'll just put my little circle away. Okay, let's put that back in there. I think that's all the die cutting I need to do for now. So I will put away my little machine. Fill him up. I love this little machine. All right, so there's my little pieces. So let's bring back my card. So I can stick these on. Whoops. So you can see I put one on full height. So let me grab a little bit of liquid glue. I'm going to use I have some liquid glue in a little tiny bottle, so I have that handy, so I'll use a little bit of that as it's a bit more detailed. Don't need very much, just a few little pieces. And stick that one on, like about there. Oops. And you could do that. You could put your flowers on first. I thought we'd just get the card base done first. Maybe need like just a little bit down here. There we go. And then I'm going to cut this one down just a little bit. Scissors. And let's see, I can even put, no, I can even put these on, and that way I can make sure I'm, yeah, let's do that. That way I'll know that I'm got them positioned right. Then all we'll have to do is put the flowers. Let's just put this on first. You know what? Is this Pool Party or is this Balmy Blue? I think that's Balmy Blue. Well, it's gonna have to be okay. I think I can't tell. It might be Balmy Blue instead of Pool Party, but there is Balmy Blue there, so it'll be fine. A little bit more glue on this one. That's funny, this one's way, did I do that one way lower? What did I do there? Oh, I must have cut off another part. I remember what I did now. So I'm going to cut this off. That's what I did. I trimmed off this whole bottom leaf there. Like, wow, that's way too long. That's what I did. That's better. So did you see what I did? I just cut off this bottom leaf here. And that looks much better. Now I can just trim these two little pieces off. It doesn't actually matter if they're hanging off, but there we go. All right, and then I've got my sentiment I've already done. So this is from the stamp set, the Sentimental Park stamp set, and I used Let's Celebrate, and I heat embossed it with white embossing powder, and I die cut it with the Stylish Shapes banner. So we'll put that on with dimensionals, and then all we'll have left to do is the flowers, the fun part, which I know you're dying to know how to make. Right, let's put that just across like that. I like it just hanging off a little bit off to the right. Right, now let's do the ribbon, the fun part. So I'm going to bring back in my, see, yeah, I think that is Balmy Blue and not Pool Party, but this is going to be covered by the ribbon, so I'm not too worried. So now, funny story, just before I started this live, I was about to I need 2 circles basically, and I was going to use the smallest circle out of this die, the smallest plain circle. There's one a little bit smaller than that, but right as I was getting it out, I dropped it on the floor, and I heard it go clink onto the floor, and I got down on my hands and knees, and I can't find it anywhere. So I'm going to use my 1-inch circle punch, which you can't buy anymore, but I know probably a lot of you still have this punch. But I would have used my die, but it's somewhere on the floor and I can't find it. So what I'm going to do is I need 2 sticky circles. So you could use adhesive back sheets. What I'm going to use just that's really quick and easy is I'm going to use some tear and tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some strips of tear and tape on my cardstock, and I just need it big enough so that I can punch out a 1-inch circle from each cardstock. And I like to use the same color cardstock as the ribbon, because that way if any shows through at all, it's going to be the same color. So that's one for the pool party, or balmy blue as I think it actually is. And then this one is Night of Navy. So I did try using the Stampin' Seal Plus, but I preferred the way the tear and tape worked. But like I say, if you have some of the adhesive sheets, let me just cut this bit off. I should be cutting it because I'm just kind of scrunching it up here. Okay, I'm going to burnish it really well, and that way the backing will come off easier. So then I'm going to take my 1-inch circle punch one out of that, and one out of here. Okay. Then I'm going to take about a foot, or maybe just a little bit more. Let's get my ruler. About a foot of ribbon. Now you can keep it on the spool if you like, and that way you don't waste any, but it gets really, you'll see, it gets really curled around, and you have to keep stopping to uncurl your ribbon. So let's do about, I'll just do a little bit extra, and then the same with the pool party. And this ribbon is perfect. This is, I think it's 3/8 of an inch. It's a good width, and it's not too, it's fairly soft. It's not too stiff. You wouldn't want to go with just a 1-inch circle. You wouldn't want to go much wider than this, I don't think. You could do narrower, but you would need a longer piece, I think, too. So let's start with the pool party. So I'm just going to take the backing off my tear and tape. Let's turn this around. The trick is to try not to get your fingers too much on the tear and tape. Okay, there we go. And then we'll do the blue one in a second. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your ribbon, and I like to actually have a nice kind of point when you start, and you're going to kind of scrunch it up. Let's pick this up carefully. Have any of you made a ribbon, a flower like this? And you're just going to stick it into the middle, kind of squish it down a little bit so it's secured in the middle, just like that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to twist and stick. Now it's a bit tricky to start with because it's hard to hold it down and not get your fingers all sticky, but you're going to twist and stick, and twist and stick, and twist and stick, and twist and stick. So you can imagine if you have the ribbon on the roll, you can see it's getting very twisted anyway, so you have to keep stopping to untwist. So I don't like to have it on the roll. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm just twisting and sticking. You can see it's starting to take shape already. Twist and stick. And the more you get done, it's a little bit easier because you can actually kind of hold on to the middle part. Twist and stick. Twist and stick. Twist and stick. Twist and stick. I'm just going to go all the way around. If you get a little bit off center, don't worry too much. It's going to all look fine in the end. You can see it's starting to take the shape of the flower. And you just keep working all the way around. And once you get kind of enough in the middle where you can actually kind of keep your thumb in the middle and it's not getting sticky, it's actually much easier to do then. That first bit is the trickiest. So you could do a bigger one for sure. I haven't tried doing any bigger than 1 inch. But you definitely could. I was wondering how that ombre, that balmy blue and white ombre ribbon would work. It's very soft and it's a little bit wider, but it's very soft and delicate. You see how it's forming the flower now? Isn't that cool? What do you think? Would you give this a try? Have a look and see what ribbon you've got in your collection. So when you get to the edge, we're going to go around and just try and cover up this last piece of cardstock. Oops, I'm getting off camera, sorry. And then when you get to the very end, I'm going to cut it down a little bit and then tuck it over to the back. I'm going to turn this over and I am going to take my Stampin' Seal Plus and just make sure that I've got all that cardstock covered up, and then I'll just tuck it really well over onto the back like that. If you don't get it quite how you like it the first time, you can pull it off and do it again. Got a little bit of cardstock that still shows. I want to get, there we go. I think that's going to be better. Oops. Yes, that's better. And then we can just put a bit more adhesive. Stick it onto our card. So there's one. Isn't that cool? And actually, I think I did it a little bit tighter than the other one. But both look just fine. So now let's do the other one. What do you think? Do you like it? You guys are very quiet. So let's take off this. And like I said, stick around for a few more minutes because I've got 2 other cards to show you using ribbon that are completely different. This is the hardest part, is getting the backing off. If I can zoom in a bit more for this one. All right, so now I need to grab a foot of the, oh, I already cut the denim ribbon, didn't I? Oops. Oh no. So let's see, I'm gonna take my, twist this around again and push it into the middle. And then twist, oops, sorry, I'm off camera, twist and stick, twist and stick. And this is interesting because it's kind of two-tone, it's got that stripe along the edge, but it actually, oops, I'm going to start over because I'm a bit off center. I don't like how that's going. So this nice thing is you can pull it up and start over. Oh, good. My sister says, Christine says she's going to give it a try. Yeah, I think we've all got way more ribbon than we need, haven't we? So like I say, the lady that I saw doing this in the first place, she did it in the center of a butterfly. But I'm trying to think what else you could make, what other circle, you know, instead of flowers. I wonder if it could be like wheels on something, on a children's card. I'm trying to think what else you could, you know, make them into. but I think it would be really fun to have a really colourful card with a bunch of these in a row in different colours, wouldn't it? You could do this a bigger card, or do it the other way maybe, and have 4 or 5 flowers on. Hey Louisa, you're gonna give it a try? Yeah, it's just a little fiddly to start with, but you can see once you get going, it's not too bad at all. So yeah, so for a 1-inch circle you need about a foot, and I haven't tried any other sizes. If you had a wider ribbon, you could go with maybe a bigger circle. And if you did a narrower one on a 1-inch circle, you might need more than a foot because it might take longer to cover it. You know, you'd have to go around more times. So I'm almost at the end with this one. So Stampin' Up! Has lots of really beautiful ribbon. You can find it all under embellishments on the website. I picked these two because I thought they went really well with the designer series paper, and they were a good width and a good kind of thickness. We have a really pretty pink one, petal pink, but it's quite thick, and I don't think you need one that you can kind of manipulate. So there's that one. I just got to tuck it off to the back. So again, let me put a little bit of adhesive onto the back here. So that's a bit fiddly. Tuck that over. I don't like that, how that went quite. There we go. I can trim this extra piece off. Right, that's how that one turned out. I think I did this one a bit tighter too, because the other one, I'll show you, we can compare, but the other one seems to stick up a bit more. Maybe not. Oh yeah, it's quite. So there's the one on this one is the one I just did. So pretty. Let's add some embellishments really quickly, and then I just want to show you. Let's use some of these pretty ones. These are enamel dot essentials. They're in the mini catalogue. So let's put a couple of these. These I used a different one. I'll have to look and see what those. I can't remember what they're called. I think they might be milky dots. But I'm just going to use these this time. I don't know where my take your pick tool is. I'm going to use scissors. Thank you, Christine. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how they came out. And 2, and 1 more. Need it. Let's do a big one down here. Yeah, I really like them, and not too hard really. I like all the blues on this one, but I like the touch of colour on this one. So yeah, really fun. I didn't do the outside, but I want to show you a couple of other, the inside. But what I did for the inside was I picked, I cut another piece the same size, because I kind of like the way that when you open up, it's the same size inside. And then you could stamp another, so it says, let's celebrate. You could do the U. I was thinking, let's celebrate you, dear friend, would be nice. But this is nice because you can make up there's lots of different combinations that you could do. You could do let's celebrate and then happy birthday, or let's celebrate your anniversary, anything. So lots of different things you could do there. But let me show you a couple of other cards that I did that are completely different ideas for ribbon that also showed at my presentation. And I don't have time to show you how to do it now, but this is one that I made an Easter card. And this one is woven ribbon So we have a die cut that cuts out these little hearts, and then I cut out an oval from the center too, and then I wove my ribbon back and forth. I started at the top, and you do the left side over and then the right side over, and then you just keep going back and forth. So that one's a little bit different for Easter card. And then I also did this one. And this one is really simple, but I think really effective. And you could do this on any card for any occasion. Again, a little bit of simple weaving. So what you do for this one, it's really, really easy. You'll just wrap 3 pieces of ribbon going in one direction and stick them underneath. You don't want to stick them obviously to the card front. And then you take 3 more pieces, and what I did is I just wove it through. So the first one you'd go under, over, under, and then the next one you go over, under, over, and then you just alternate. You could do however many pieces, strips of ribbon that you like, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on the thickness, you know, how wide they are and how much of the card you wanted to cover. But this is a great way to use up your ribbon too, and very similar. This was for Valentine's, obviously, a couple of weeks ago. But anyway, so yeah, some ways to use up some of your extra ribbon in your craft room. So I hope you'll give some of these a try. What do you think? Anyway, great to see you. Thank you so much for hanging in there. I'm sorry, I feel like I was a bit frazzled today with having my technical hitch to start with and dropping my die and all those kinds of things. But anyway, I hope you, thank you, Judy. Judy says she's going to give this a try. Yeah, but I hope you give them a try, and post pictures on my Facebook page if you make something with the little flowers. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. Next week will it be March? Yeah, it'll be March. It'll be March 1st next Wednesday, I think. So I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great rest of the week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.